Howdy everyone, it's your buddy BP. It is August 31st, 2016, Wednesday, which means that it is Armsday. Sorry for missing last week's Armsday. It was just a really busy week for me and I completely forgot to get the packages, but I didn't this time. So I didn't screw up. So, enough of me babbling, enough of me apologizing. Let's go ahead and see what we get this week. Hey Banshee, what do you got for us? Up first, we have the THESAN FR4 Fusion Rifle. The first one deals void damage. It has Spark IS6 and Flash HS4. Its perks include Replenish, Lightweight, Oiled Frame, Danger Close, and Rangefinder. The second one also deals void damage. It has Candle IS2 and Torch HS2. Its perks include Hot Swap, Lightweight, Braced Frame, Danger Close, and Life Support. The third one deals arc damage. It has Spark IS6 and Flash HS4. Its perks include Hot Swap, Quick Draw, Hand-Laid Stock, Danger Close, and Rangefinder. I love this variant of fusion rifle. In fact, this might be one of my favorite legendary fusion rifles in the game, and fusion rifles have been on the rebound as of late. If I had to choose between these three, I would probably go with that first one. I really like Replenish. It's especially good in PvP where special ammo is scarce, so if you're running some kind of, say, high intellect build with maybe bad juju or something so you can get your super back quicker, you can get a fresh mag every time you activate your super. That's 5 bonus shots. That's pretty damn sweet. It has the oil frame too. The range will take a hit, but you get some fantastic reload speed. And of course you can compensate with Rangefinder. My only problem with it is that, unlike the other two, it doesn't have a perk to max out that stability so you can keep your shots grouped in better. Still, even without it, it has some really impressive stability. I just like this fusion rifle all around. High impact, respectable range, manageable charge rate, strong stability, some decent reload speed as well. And you got a nice sizable mag. That's 5 shots. The other two aren't bad, mostly because of their high stability, but for me, the perks on the first one are the best. Rangefinder and Replenish, that is a killer roll for this fusion rifle. I would strongly recommend getting this first one. Up next is the JUDITH-D hand cannon. The first one has Fast Draw IS and Steady Hand IS. Its perks include Last Resort, Rangefinder, Snapshot, High Caliber Rounds, and Small Bore. The second one has Quick Draw IS and Sure Shot IS. Its perks include Last Resort, Outlaw, Speed Reload, Armor Piercing Rounds, and Reinforced Barrel. The third one has Quick Draw IS and Sure Shot IS. Its perks include Army of One, Rangefinder, Snapshot, Armor Piercing Rounds, and Oiled Frame. Some mighty awkward rolls for this hand cannon, which is normally a killer. It's a little hard to say. Outlaw is pretty nice for a weapon like this, but I don't like the other optional perk selections on it. If I had to choose, I guess I would go with this third one. I like Army of One. It's pretty useful in both PvE and PvP. A little bit more in PvE in my opinion, but that's just my preference. And I like Rangefinder. You get some bonus range out of it. Very nice. Of course, you can lose a little bit of range if you use Oiled Frame, but Rangefinder will compensate for that, and you get a nice, sizable increase to your reload speed, or you can just use Armor Piercing Rounds or Snapshot if you want. It's not the perfect roll, but between these three, I think this one is the best. Up next is the SUROS DIS-47 Scout Rifle. The first one has SLO-12, SPO-28, and SPO-57. Its perks include Oiled Frame, Hammer Forged, Hip Fire, Single Point Sling, and Rifled Barrel. The second one has SLO-12, SPO-28, and SRO-37. Its perks include Casket Mag, Fitted Stock, Luck in the Chamber, Single Point Sling, and Hand-Laid Stock. The third one has SLO-19, SPO-26, and SPO-57. Its perks include Oiled Frame, Fitted Stock, Hip Fire, Lightweight, and Hand-Laid Stock. No full auto roll this week, that's a bit of a shame, but we do have a couple with hand-laid stock, which gives it a nice boost to stability, which I like for these kind of weapons because they have a fairly high rate of fire. It's hard for me to choose. If you do like firing from the hip, that third one would be nice, but if I had to choose for myself, I would probably go with this second one here. I like luck in the chamber, even though it's got a fairly big mag, so it may not be the most practical choice on a weapon like this, but you get your fitted stock here for some extra stability, or you can use your casket mag to get some increased magazine size. You can use hand-laid stock to compensate for the loss of stability there, and you'll still get a little extra stability out of it too. Or of course you can just use single point sling, but I really like stability on a weapon like this. So personally, I would probably recommend holding on to the package for another week, seeing if you can get a better roll, because this is a nice weapon. But if it were up to me and I had to choose between these three that are being offered this week, I would prefer this one in the middle with luck in the chamber. I think it has the best roll of the three. Up next is the SUROS JLB-42 rocket launcher. The first one deals void damage. It has aggressive launch, soft launch, and hard launch. Its perks include flared magwell, single point sling, grenades and horseshoes, perfect balance, and quick draw. The second one deals void damage. It has aggressive launch, linear compensator, and hard launch. Its perks include speed reload, heavy payload, who's next, perfect balance, and lightweight. The third one also deals void damage. It has aggressive launch, smart drift control, and countermass. Its perks include flared magwell, heavy payload, vacuum, perfect balance, and lightweight. For me, this is pretty much easy. I would go with the first one. I like grenades and horseshoes. It makes landing kills easier. It's not quite as effective as it used to be. I believe the radius you have to be in regards to proximity to the rocket in order for it to detonate early has to be, it's been shortened. You have to be a little closer to it, but it still works fairly well, and it's great for landing easier kills. It's basically like shooting a plus-size rocket, so it makes it easier to hit enemy targets. Of course, you want to be careful shooting it if like someone like jumps right in front of you and while you're firing it, then it's just going to blow up in your face. Yes, I've had that happen to me before. It's very embarrassing, it's very infuriating, but that's destiny, I guess. Still, even with all that taken into account, I prefer these with grenades and horseshoes, if not with tracking or maybe surplus. Those are usually the perks I normally go with on a weapon like this. Of course, you get your perfect balance, but I think quick draw would be better for a weapon like this. And of course, you can choose between flared magwell and single point sling. Those are both really nice choices. So, yep, my decision, I would go with the first one. And lastly, we have the SUROS JLB-47 rocket launcher. The first one deals void damage. It has aggressive launch, smart drift control, and hard launch. Its perks include speed reload, heavy payload, surplus, perfect balance, and snapshot. The second one deals solar damage. It has aggressive launch, linear compensator, and countermass. Its perks include flared magwell, single point sling, vacuum, javelin, and snapshot. And the final one also deals solar damage. It has aggressive launch, linear compensator, and countermass. Its perks include speed reload, single point sling, surplus, javelin, and quick draw. Like I said, I really like surplus on rocket launchers. Of course, it's not any good in PvP. Surplus doesn't offer anything in a PvP setting, but in PvE, very, very useful. It's hard to pick. It really depends on what you're looking for. If you want something with a bigger blast radius, definitely go for this first one. You can use your heavy payload, and you can get your surplus with that too. Or, rather, you can just go ahead and get the third one, which has the, has javelin for the increased velocity, so it'll be able to travel quicker, and you get your surplus. So it really depends on which of those two you want. It's hard for me to say. I'm not normally too picky. I guess I would go with this third one, just so I can get the extra velocity, because it really has pretty nice blast radius as it is, and I think a little extra velocity would be a bit more useful on this, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, if I had to choose between these three, I would go with the last one. Next week's weapons include the HAKKE ARMINUS-D auto rifle, the OMOLON TUONELA SR4 scout rifle, the HAKKE JUDITH-D hand cannon, the HAKKE LYUDMILA-D pulse rifle, and the HAKKE TAMAR-D sniper rifle. I hope you guys like HAKKE weapons. And that just about does it for this video. I always seem to end my videos up here. I don't know why. I guess it's just a force of habit. Kind of a nice place. You get a nice view of the city and all that. Maybe we'll get to see more of it in Rise of Iron. Who knows? Until then, spank that like button if you enjoyed the video or if you found it helpful in any way. Your support means a lot to me. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section if you have any feedback for me. I love hearing back from you, and I try to respond to as many people as I can. And as always, y'all be good to each other, and I will see you in the next video.